from Sydney, Australia. This is the HSBC BWF Australian Badminton Open, Sydney 2024, and it's semi-final day here. Tomorrow, today, it's the quarters as we see Zii Jia, third seed from Malaysia, big star of course, taking on the seventh seed from Japan, Kenta Nishimoto. They are fighting for a place in the final four. Big matchup, this one. Talking of the final four, all those spots very much up for grab. There are some names still in here. In the other part of the draw, Cho Tian-Chen is doing battle as we speak. Samir Verma, we'll be seeing him in action. The giant killer, he beat the former world champion Lo Kian-Yu last night. Pranoy and Kodai Naraoka, that'll be a match on this court later on as well. So lots to look forward to as Zii Jia is welcomed into the arena. Here comes Kenta Nishimoto. Player who's got the skills, got the talent, but it does sometimes make things rather difficult for himself. So, the head-to-head here, it is an 12th time they're meeting. Zii Jia heading that 8-3. The last time they met was just about a month and a bit ago at the Thomas Cup, and boy, was that very straightforward. Zii Jia hammering Kenta Nishimoto, that 21-3. I think I was commentating on that one. It was almost bizarre to see just how passive Nishimoto was. It's not really what you expect from him. Delighted to have the badminton journalist here with us for Badzine, Aaron Wong. Aaron, good to be with you again. Zii Jia here, 26 years of age, tall man at 186 from the north of Malaysia in Kedah. He is currently the world number 8. He has been, of course, higher at number 2 in the world, and that was achieved in October of 2022. He has been a former Asian champion in that year as well. Southeast Asian Games gold medal in 2019. He got a silver in 2017 and in the men's team event. Former World Junior Championship bronze medalist in the boys singles. He has dropped games here against Sudirman, and that was a big surprise. And his compatriot Sung Ju Wen in the second game gave a bit of a fight. Second match gave a bit of a fight in the first game there. In terms of titles, he's got 5 to his name. Most recently, the Thailand Open not too long ago. That's a Super 500, and well known, of course, for that All England win in 2021. Kenta Nishimoto is 29. 180 centimeters tall, so about 6 centimeters shorter than his opponent. He's currently 11th in the world. He has been higher at a top 10 player. That was in September of 2018. And in terms of personal achievements, Asian Games in 2018, he got a bronze medal. And on the World Tour, he has 2 titles to his name. That's the Japan Open in 2022, Spain Masters last year. He had 3 runner-up finishes in 2023 as well. Now he's had a much different tournament so far. It's been fairly comfortable for him. Kieran George in the first game yesterday pushed him a little bit, but otherwise he hasn't had too many issues. Where he'll be happy is that being here in Australian Open, this is the longest he's survived in this tournament. Manfred Shum Sai Kit from Hong Kong, China is our umpire. Zhang Shiying of China is the service judge. So this is his best ever Australian Open now. As for Zii Jia,
ladies and gentlemen, on my right,
he got to the semi-finals last year, so still one step away from equaling that.
And on my left, Zii Jia, Malaysia. Zii Jia reserve, level 3.
So Zii Jia to get us underway.
Let's face it, we're all here for the entertainment in this one, aren't we?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a contrast in styles, isn't it?
Very much so. We all know what to look out for. Zii Jia, many net shots, return a net shot with a net shot with another net shot. Let's see.
But he'll also be looking to play his big ones, won't he?
That's right. Everyone wants to see the reverse backhand smash as well, with the jump. Even though he's so tall.
Beautifully placed early on. I mean, he can be the consummate entertainer, can't he?
Every time, without fail. It's good for badminton.
Oh, the placement there.
Very good.
Superb. It's a great start. I just wonder whether the that Thomas Cup defeat, I mean, that's got to haunt you. It was a mauling. 21-3. It was the lowest score he'd ever got against Zii Jia, and he just didn't know what to do. Took all of 33 minutes that match.
Anything near 5 when you've been in the top 10 before is just too much.
Yeah.
Too much to handle.
Yeah, mind you, they've, in all their matches, only twice have they gone to 3 games. Zii Jia has now won the last 2. Though we must remember at the China Masters at the end of last year, Kenta Nishimoto disposed of Zii Jia pretty comfortably. Now, when he's in this sort of mood, it is very hard to stop him.
3, 2.
We have seen, though, at the Australian Open, Zii Jia, when you neutralize the big smash too many times, then he becomes self-conscious, then it becomes interesting, then he has to do something else. Or he will keep doing what he's doing. That's the interesting part. Let's see. Nishimoto, very defensive. Should have it in himself.
He's got it within himself to do that,
He's got it within
right?
himself to do that.
Oh, well wide there from Zii Jia. Coming into this match, coming to this tournament, he's played an awful lot of badminton. He's one of those who's here to secure his ranking, his seeding, I should say, before the Olympics. 37 matches played. We're not even, well, we're about the halfway point of the year. And he's played 37 matches, 26 wins, 11 defeats. Kenta Nishimoto has not had such a good year. 11 wins, 12 defeats. He's got a losing record this year coming into this tournament.
I'm just going to pick up on what I was saying before. So the match I actually had in mind was the last year when Zii Jia was here. That's right, because he played Wen Hongyang, who is that kind of both attacking and defensive, has both skills, and you could see frustration eventually. on Zii Jia. It would frustrate anyone
To absorb what
to
he's doing.
absorb. That's right. When it's your best shot.
There you go.
That's sizzling.
He played first, he played a little stop drop, drew Nishimoto in, then dispatched. There we go. Now Nishimoto, what will he do? He just clubs that back, doesn't he?
7-3.
Brilliant work there from Zii Jia.
Even though it was the obvious shot, still, that's what Nishimoto's thinking. Oh, gotta get those ones back.
Eight, 3.
Yeah, he's now starting to build quite a nice lead here.
Service over.
Spent a lot of time on the ground there.
8.
Nishimoto's going to have to work very hard here, you feel. Not had, as we said, the best of years. All early round exits in the first half of the season. He's found it very, very difficult. First or second round exits.
Very good.
5,
Nishimoto.
Yeah.
8.
Pulls a couple back. Yeah, that trend continued until the Singapore Open, which was his first quarterfinal of the year. Until today.
Nishimoto playing with changing the pace on that drop shot. It could have landed further if he didn't put a little bit of slice on there.
Oh, could he have killed it off? Just wonder whether Zii Jia
6.
could have ended this
8.
earlier.
I very much like that Nishimoto played the net shot back to Zii Jia, who played the net shot back and played it again, because you have to keep Zii Jia on his toes.
Giving him a taste of his own medicine, perhaps.
Very much.
7, 8.
Nishimoto.
Well, it wasn't 1/3 court. It was the obvious reply
Yeah.
for that one.
Zii Jia hit a couple of quarterfinals early on in the season, the India Open and the Indonesia Masters, then the All England. So not a bad start to the year. Nicely done. It's been a very good period for Nishimoto. And having trailed by 5, he is now level. Much, much better from him. Yeah, following that European stint, he goes back, gets to the quarters of the Asia Championships, then he wins the Thailand Open, then he got to the final of the home tournament, the Malaysia Masters. That was a very good period from him. Unfortunately, I think it took a toll at Singapore. That's good. Then he was in Indonesia last week. He got to the quarters, but couldn't have played a masterclass against him.
Wipe the court, please.
But it's been a better sort of second phase of the year for Zii Jia. It's peaking. Oh, well, in his mind, he'll be definitely peaking at the right sort of time.
Well, definitely grabbing some championships, even though sometimes not all the top players are there. It
Correct.
does something for your psychology.
You still got to do it, right?
That's right. You still got to do it. People will say, "Oh, he won one. That's great." It's in current conversation. It's in your head. It lifts you.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, this would be, you know, getting the Australian Open would be, again, something big for him before the Olympics. That's going to be out. I mean, he comes out with pretty bold statements, Zii Jia. He's certainly a very self-confident man, isn't he?
He needs to be. He's an independent player. He has to rely more on his instinct. He's got a solid coach and solid hitting buddy, but still, he's of a different height, stature as well. So there's some things that he'll have to know for sure. That's his signature, and he needs to do it more often. It's not always the entertaining shot that we become used to.
Yeah.
He has to figure that out for himself. And we've seen in Zii Jia's development at some point, and that's fine because it was some point in his development, he looked a little bit like a facsimile of Qianlong.
Wow.
But we've seen that he's found that this attacking game is better for him. But he has that in him, that Qianlong way of playing as well. He doesn't use it as much.
You think he's a dark horse for a medal at the Olympics?
I think it's a dark horse in for a medal, yes, because the Olympics, there aren't so many difficult players. It's just a difficult, unusual environment that only comes around every 4, if not 3 years. It's a situational thing. So if he can get past one difficult player, he might find himself in a gold medal match. You could be that kind of lucky person.
Good stuff being played in this one. Oh.
Service over.
Ungettable.
Yeah.
Ungettable.
Nothing you can do about that. Little wry smile there from Nishimoto.
He did everything right. He was in balance. I think even if he was one step forward, he wouldn't have been able to get that.
Clear some court.
Well, after a pretty dominating start to the first game, Zii Jia has been pegged back. It will go long, and we go to the interval of this first game with Zii Jia just in front of Kenta Nishimoto. It is a tight first game so far.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. On court. 11, 10, play.
Oh, great start off the bat straight away for Kenta Nishimoto.
11, all.
We were straining to hear, weren't we, Aaron, what was being said, but it was pretty noisy in there.
It would have been good to get some insight.
Yeah. Yeah, when he's in that sort of form, when he's in that zone, it is very hard
12,
trying to
11.
keep up with Zii Jia. Can blow you away like this.
And for viewers, sometimes there's no insight from the coach because they're just asking them how they are. They're just having a chat so that they don't break their, break out of the zone.
Correct. Oh, that's a wonderful return. Well, he doesn't make it, but boy, that dive earlier was brilliant from Zii Jia.
Nishimoto doing the right thing, making the shot sail to the far perimeter.
Thank you.
But we saw Zii Jia very willing to smash from the far perimeter. Let's see whether he'll continue to do it any more times or he learns a lesson from that. Seemed like a little bit of a mild mishit. Well, nothing you can do about those ones.
There's that smashing it. It is just so difficult to pick up or to return. Look at this.
I really wonder what late era Zii Jia is going to look like when he doesn't have this smash.
Yeah, it is a massive weapon.
It's doable. Anyone remember Hafiz Hashim? Hafiz, tall, Malaysian, won the All England, didn't have a big smash. Didn't smash whenever people hoped he would smash as well. That will give Zii Jia confidence, threading it down the line.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like, especially in the Thomas Cup, I remember watching him, he tends to play fine margins. He tends to try to find the lines, play percentages.
And for viewers who don't play badminton, when you hit down the line trying to be accurate, really using your body and you're memorizing how much muscle memory you have to hit down the line. It's a good lift.
Oh, he doesn't quite get it over, Zii Jia.
13, 14.
Yeah, this is where he did well.
If he can't get it, no one can get it. Maybe Victor. Victor with the extra reach, extra few inches.
One point ahead, Zii Jia. Well, right now, you've got to give a lot of credit to Kenta Nishimoto because he's holding his own.
He is holding his own.
He's not getting overawed. 34 shots is a rally.
One thing you can say about all the Japanese players is they all have really good long concentration. I'm really not sure we can say the same for Zii Jia in a relative sense.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see this little period now. Oh, Nishimoto going in front.
15-14. Change.
So Nishimoto up by 1 again.
Service over. 15-all.
Well, it's 15 all. I'm not sure how many people would have thought this might necessarily be the case. Mind you, he was pushed yesterday. Zii Jia.
16-15.
I was invested in that match yesterday. Sung Ju Ven doesn't get as much camera court time, but he has beaten Zii Jia before, I believe, in national competition in fairly recent years.
And Nishimoto is right on top of it.
Service over. 16-all. Quick time only.
My gut feeling is, it's from a self-awareness point of view, it's for Zii Jia. He needs these tense situations to bring out his best. It's obviously a double-edged sword, so 16-all, there's enough time.
Yeah.
Maybe when it comes to 19-all, then you worry for Zii Jia, but I think this is when it helps him bring out more of his game.
Nishimoto now
16.
suddenly goes in front. Now that's a new development here. And a worrying one for Zii Jia. One of the rare moments Nishimoto has got the lead. Wow, wow.
18-16.
That's good variety from Nishimoto. You wouldn't think that would be a winning point, but Nishimoto's been playing one of everything at different times, just keeping, without being deceptive, but keeping his opponent on his feet.
A groan as well.
19,
The crowd.
16. Oh,
The form might get upset here.
Play. Change.
See, singles players, they really have to be sure of themselves. I know we feel like all players have to be sure of themselves, but in doubles, you can sometimes feed off your partner. Nishimoto's sure of himself. It's hard against a very hot player, but at the moment, when it's tense like that, Nishimoto's more sure of himself than his opponent.
Game point 16.
Four game points. Kenta Nishimoto. Outstanding. Well, that is brilliant. Kenta Nishimoto, he was trailing for about 70–80% of this game. And he comes good right at the end there. Aaron, what a fantastic performance.
Yes, very much so. I said 16 all. It should help Zii Jia bring out something, but for some reason, we didn't get to see that.
Outstanding there. Kenta Nishimoto will be delighted with that start. He takes the first game against Zii Jia, 21-16.
Maybe Li Jia needs a different kind of pressure. Being one game down perhaps could be the thing that helps him out. Some people do better coming from behind.
Well, we'll be back with the second game. For now, though, the players on an interval.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Kenta on court. Second game, level, play.
What for you was Kenta Nishimoto doing so well in the first game, Aaron?
I felt that Kenta Nishimoto was looking out for all the fireworks from Li Jia until some point that there wasn't any more fireworks.
It fizzled out, didn't it, really?
It fizzled out.
Yeah, it was... it started so brightly for him, didn't it? And I think you yourself said, just absorb.
You have to. That should be the default game plan for anyone playing Li Jia. In fact, for anyone who has to play anyone who is really hot, even on the local circuit.
Yeah.
That's your thought. Because a little bit like an opera singer, you have only so many high notes in one night,
Right.
so to speak.
No, absolutely correct.
Service over. 2-1.
So that's Nishimoto's conditioning coming through, the very Japanese conditioning. Can just do the same rally drill over and over.
By the way, that was only the third time in now 12 meetings that Kenta Nishimoto has taken the opening game against Zii Jia. He only went on to win one of those previous two.
Well, Li Jia's going for it.
Yeah.
Service over. 2-all.
But again, if we go back to the theory of it, it can only last for so long.
I'll just correct myself. Actually, the last two times that Nishimoto did win the opening game, he went on to win in straight games. So if you're looking for any sort of omen, as it were. And as I think we've also alluded to the fact that Zii Jia can be his own worst enemy.
For Li Jia, it's important to have not such a big gap in the level of being hot and then when you're not hot.
Right.
Service over.
Yeah, quick points at the moment.
3-all.
I'll just grow that thought a little bit more for the viewers. Any player, if they want to be competitive, you have to really practice the winning when you're not hot. because it happens
Yeah.
more than 20% of the time.
Four.
Yeah, it's all well and good, as you say,
Three.
starting out well. But really, it's, and as obvious as it sounds, it's how you finish it.
And Nishimoto, he does have another gear in him. He may not
Yeah.
have 2 more gears like Zii Jia has, but he has another gear. We saw that just now in him trying to keep up in the faster rally. He lost it, but he was still trying to keep up.
Five. Three.
Yeah, he has come out and said that he wants to target gold. I suppose you can't argue with that. Everyone wants to target gold.
I think some people just want to target qualification if you were in China.
Well, yeah, getting through is already an achievement in itself, isn't it? But yeah, it was quick to get onto that.
6. 3.
Doesn't miss a step. I thought it was interesting as well. Well, that's a lovely winner. That
7.
I mean, he's got a very interesting relationship with Lee Chong-wei, who's been very vocal about Zii Jia and how he sometimes feels a little disappointed or let down.
That must hurt so much, or at least sting.
It does sting, and Zii Jia himself says it's a bit of a complicated relationship with him and Lee Chong-wei. It doesn't help when you're constantly being compared to Lee Chong-wei, does it?
And have the same surname.
Yeah, exactly.
Lee's a very common surname, but still. Lee from Malaysia, both
Badminton,
number ones
yeah.
in for their country.
We've got to remember, it was
So that's
around,
over.
remember he had that 5-point lead, 8-3.
7.
And then Nishimoto just chipped and chipped and chipped away in the previous game. Similar sort of start here.
Similar. I'll use a car racing analogy. The tailgating car right behind you doesn't have to use as much energy as the one who's ahead.
Yeah,
So
it's
Lee-
true. Oh, he's giving it back himself here, Nishimoto again.
That's right. Nishimoto
5,
tailgating,
7.
looking for the moment when, you know, it's too tiring for the guy in front.
Yeah, so Lee Chong-wei just came out and said he needs to focus on the mental side of things, because he says it feels very different when you step into that Olympic village. You see those Olympic rings. They're all chasing an elusive badminton gold. 6 silvers, 3 bronze so far for Malaysia.
6.
Lee
Seven.
Chong-wei has won 3 of those silvers. And he said it's now not about learning new tricks, isn't it? As we see that back again.
I concur. Lee Chong-wei is right.
Mental preparation.
Mental preparation. Lee Chong-wei, by far the person who won the most Super Series titles by a long way. That shows concentration throughout the whole week, concentration week after week.
Except in Australia.
Except in Australia, well, that's right.
8. 5.
Some people might think, oh, that's pretty rich, the advice about mental preparation, because certain world championships or gold medalists didn't go Lee Chong-wei. I'll finish the thought in a while.
Oh, he's done well again then, Nishimoto.
Very
Can he
good.
finish it off? Oh, that is a great point.
That was the one that turned the tide.
6. 8.
Brilliant. He was under some pressure here.
not only did he get it back, Nishimoto able to leap back up. There's so much muscle strength in the knees of Nishimoto to be able to do that.
Again, when you look at close-ups of him, he looks like he's done. He really does. Looks absolutely shattered.
I remember thinking one of the first times I saw Ratchanok live when she was playing, she looked like in between points, like she'd just woken up from sleep.
Yeah. Agreed. But they somehow, within themselves, they have this third lung. He's stepping it up here, isn't he, Aaron?
He is, very much so. Yes, this is the moment. He's only 2 meters behind him as far as the car analogy goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Zii Jia, he must know he's got this guy right on his tail now. Not just in scoreline, but just the momentum. Again, he started this second game so well, Zii Jia, like he did with the first. I don't think I've seen as many of these clears as we have all of a sudden.
But I like the pace of the clears.
Yeah.
And how default reaction it is.
He bided his time.
He bided his time. He finally saw the 2/3 court lift. That was his chance. Maybe that's commentator's curse. I was saying, oh, the clears were quite good.
Thank you. Lee, new shuttle. On court, Kenta.
He has admitted that his physical condition at the moment is not at the optimum level here in Australia. He said this is his 4th tournament in a row, and I'm tired mentally and physically. He said that, though, but he didn't actually play in Singapore. So technically, that's not really counting. He had a week off there. That was more recovery, though.
That was more recovery.
Yeah.
You have to put in some breaks.
True. He did say that his gameplay is slowing down, and it's something he just has to get through because everyone has that challenge. I mean, it's good. It's good that he's at least acknowledging it, right? I mean, that's
right.
the first step. This will be his final stop before the Olympics, but he says he's happy to see the consistency in his game. Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful. That's right.
Service over.
So just to help the viewers understand a little bit better the singles, all of us are watching it as though it's entertainment. But for the player down there, they're not following the shuttle. They're looking for small moments where they are ahead of the shuttle.
Steps ahead, right, sometimes?
Steps ahead.
It's a chess game, isn't it?
So that's why it's taking so much concentration for Zii Jia. If he's already fatigued on a chronic level.
Right.
Yes.
Well, this is a better lead for him going into this interval than he had in the previous one. 3 points. It was 1 in the last one, 11-8 in the second game, but it's Nishimoto who leads overall.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Eleven, 8, play.
So slightly better position, Zii Jia, than he was earlier on. Now the lead is back up to 4.
12-8. Service over. 9.
Important there for
12.
Nishimoto to peg him back.
I agree. I agree because when you're playing someone who has a really big smash, you don't want to let them go too far away. Not because you can't get the big smash, it's because of something else that's unexpected, like it hits the tape.
Yeah, correct.
The things that you can't control, then you want to keep it closer.
Fault.
Yeah, quickly snaffles that one.
13-9.
He himself pointed out that the man next to us, Zii Jia, has played 5 in a row.
10.
That's Zii Jia was actually making that comparison, and
As in 5 tournaments.
5 tournaments on the trot, and you know, at the moment the way it's looking, Zii Jia could be on his way out very shortly. He's trailing in the court next to us.
Well, that's one of the narratives I was talking about yesterday. Seeing whether the other Chinese Taipei players, this is their moment.
13.
They should
Yes.
take it.
Yeah, even talking about this match, as we look back at this point here. He actually said that he feels with the shuttle speed slow in the arena, the advantage is going to be on Kento's side, because he's more of a defensive player.
Right.
And he said he needs to ready himself for long rallies. Do you feel we've had a few, haven't we?
We've had a few long rallies.
Oh,
Enough to say that it must be sapping
Service over.
both of them.
14.
Kenta had a long look at the umpire as if to say, was that correct, umpire, where he hit that, where he touched it?
Oh, no replay.
Yeah, but I think it was hopeful at best.
Fault.
Well, it's a very healthy 4-point lead at the moment.
11.
Yeah, he's just turned it up a notch here,
16,
Zii Jia.
11.
And Nishimoto is human too. There will be a slower patch. Maybe this
Yeah.
is the bit.
This is very good from Zii Jia, string of points.
17.
All singles
11.
players know this. There's always a moment before the second win. It's not the
Yeah.
same for both players. So they know, oh, okay, I'm just waiting for that moment. Hopefully it's not the same moment I have lost my
Correct.
first win.
Well, he has to do something here. Nishimoto, if he wants to finish this quickly. Good recovery from Lee.
Wonder why Nishimoto didn't hit it deep just
Yeah.
now.
I think he could have finished it off.
That's smart, taking the pace off.
Yeah,
Service over.
Nishimoto?
12.
just a little bit, but he
17.
needs to put a run on now if he wants to try and finish this.
I want to pick back up on that Lee Chong-wei discussion
Yeah.
we had. I was going to finish my thought that
Yeah, sorry.
if people thought it was a bit rich for Lee Chong-wei to say that you need a better mental state. It's different for Lee Chong-wei in the sense that there's many mental states that you have to go through. For Lee Chong-wei, it perhaps had to do with gambling at the end of a very long match. And Lin Dan, in short, slightly better at gambling. It's more instinctive for Lin Dan.
Oh, he's done well there, Zii Jia. Did really well to recover.
18-12.
Impressive. Unless something quite special happens here, we are going to go into a third. By the way, Cho Chen-chen is out. Li Chia-hao has beaten him.
19-12.
I'd say Nishimoto is not going to save this game.
Yeah. And we are now
20.
at
Game
8 game points
12.
for Zii Jia. He finishes it off brilliantly, and that's a much better turnaround for Zii Jia.
Second game won by Zii Jia, 21-12.
And that means we go into game 3 with Zii Jia taking the second game, 21-12.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Final game. Level. Play.
So start of the third, and
1.
Kenta Nishimoto is trying to wrestle back the momentum.
Whether it's deliberate or not, I like the fact that there's no coach for Nishimoto. It's a good exercise, a good Cho Tian-chen, Lee Cho-kyu exercise to not have a coach. Work it out for yourself. That's the kind of thing I was talking about. When you have a really big hitter, it's not that you don't know what's coming, it's those moments where they get the 3 points on top of, you know, being a big hitter.
Also, it's all well and good knowing what's coming, but it's how you deal with it, right?
That's right. You can deal with what you can control barely.
Right.
Oh,
Body shot.
I think that hurt the
To the
ego
face,
more,
yeah.
but still.
Yeah.
I think to the chest. Upper
Yeah,
chest.
I think he's all right. He's fine.
2, 1.
Oh, no, you're right. Oh,
Well, in the face
poor
in the end, yeah.
Nishimoto. Not the face. Well, no Christmas card from Nishimoto to Zii Jia.
24 quarterfinals he's won, Zii Jia. 17 he's lost in his career on the World Tour. Nishimoto has a losing record in quarterfinals. 20 wins, 22 defeats. The last one he won was at the Sidemode International at the end of last year, when he beat Lin Chunyi.
For Nishimoto, that would probably be the right kind of measurement of his performance, because he's that kind of consistent player. Whereas Zii Jia, more of a broken clock can have the time right twice.
Yeah.
It could be any time.
Oh, brilliant. You know, it was this week, actually, a year ago, Aaron, that he was at the Indonesia Open. And where he declared he needed a time off, if you recall, where he was just down in the dumps. I think it was another early exit, wasn't it? And I think he'd just hired the coach, Wong Chun Meng, wasn't it, around then? Wong Chun Tak, sorry?
Wong Tak Meng?
Wong Tak Meng, sorry. And he'd just hired him. But then he said he needed a break. It wasn't a long break, to be fair, but he was going through a very difficult patch, wasn't he?
He was. That's why I like the idea of it doesn't matter which tournament he won. It just gives you confidence.
Yeah, just getting it under your belt, right?
That's right.
I remember when PV Sindhu was going through a tough patch of her own, she started entering lower level tournaments just to get into that winning feeling. Or try to, anyway. A couple of years ago when that happened.
Because ultimately, badminton's only about 1 point here or there in the really tight matches. So just feeling good in general helps your cause so much more than anything else. More than just some technical note that your coach gave you. If you feel good,
true,
you'll make a better decision.
Really nicely done.
Nothing you can do about that one.
And again, we are in a similar sort of area that we were in the last 2 games with Zii Jia. Taking early leads, surging ahead.
Service over. 4-6.
Reminder again, this is the 12th meeting between these two. And only the 3rd time they've ever gone to 3 games.
That stat you mentioned, it would mean that Zii Jia is really betting on himself.
Yeah.
Service over.
And that's his game, isn't it? He kind of wants to finish things quick. He wants to... Doesn't hang about, does he?
Doesn't hang about. That's the beauty of badminton. You have to know yourself, your coach has to know you, and then you play to your strength. If you're a 3-game player, you should play 3 games. If you're a 2-game player, you should play 2 games. Doesn't always work out to plan, but you need to have a default plan on the self-awareness level.
4.
He's got a good record overall against Malaysian players. Kenta Nishimoto.
Except this one.
Except this one, funnily enough, you're right.
5,
In fact,
7.
the gap between wins and losses is about just around the gap of the deficit between him and Zii Jia. Not quite, but almost. Zii Jia would be his big nemesis in terms of Malaysian players.
Well, he's not being wiped off the court yet, Nishimoto.
No.
8, 5.
For his part, Zii Jia has a winning record against Japanese players. Just over 50%.
That's something worth saying.
I think
something to count on.
the kind of quality that the Japanese have.
That's right. There is a house style for Japanese players.
Which is why I was fascinated to see that, you know, he can more or less handle them. Yeah, he took that well. Wrong-footed Zii Jia.
6, 9.
And nothing so flashy. Nice, sweet, down the line shot. Ready for the next shot if it came back. Nishimoto.
Let's not forget that Nishimoto is very capable of beating top players in the last few months.
Thank you.
Within the last few months, he's beaten the likes of Liu Qianyu, Xu Yuqi, Anthony Ginting,
Light judge.
Jonathan Christie.
Well, that's two hot players you mentioned there, Xu Yuqi and Jonathan Christie.
Correct. Two that have been maybe a little out of form.
Thank you.
You beat Anders Antonsen when he was world number 3, Lakshya Sen when he was in the top 10, Cho Tien Chen when he was 6th in the world, so
That's very telling as well.
he has that within
He
him.
has that. Not seeing it all come together today, but still solid. If Zii Jia was having a terrible day,
Yeah.
Nishimoto would have taken it.
4,
Right into that sort of midriff area, hard to
9.
find that space, a little bit cramped for it. Only a couple points in this. That's just out.
He didn't challenge.
10.
Yeah,
7.
didn't even bother. Dispatches that one
11,
lovely
7.
from
Interval.
Zii Jia, and again in the lead at the interval. Even bigger one, 4 points here. Zii Jia, 11-7 in game 3.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Eleven, 7. Play.
Really, he's got to do something here very soon, Nishimoto, before it completely runs away from him. Would that have been wide? Oh, has he just hurt himself there? He just sort of held up Nishimoto. I thought he might have had a problem with his knee. He's okay.
He looks okay. I think he was just puffed out from acceleration and not getting some reward out of it.
Yeah, I thought he just held up there, but he's okay. 6 points now.
So this second wind of Zii Jia, it's hotter to handle for longer than Nishimoto was thinking.
Yeah, this is a good run. Ooh. Now he needs to try and do something here, Nishimoto, because it's stopped a 5-point run, but he's trailing by 6.
Maybe 3 cheap points like that one will help his cause.
There's another one.
That would count as a cheap point.
Yeah.
9-14.
Absolutely. Yeah, he hasn't scored anything more than 2 points in a row in this third game. Kenta Nishimoto, same as in the previous game, though he had a 6-point run in the first, which he won.
Service over. 59.
Well, from a tournament point of view, he's a big name. He's a huge star, isn't he, Zii Jia? So for him to continue is great for the tournament, isn't it?
Well, you can hear it from when he enters the room.
Correct.
The volume of applause is different.
That could be out. Ooh. Oh, that was actually given in. Wow. Did it just clip the line there? Wow.
Well, line judge believes so.
Good call.
Correction out.
Very good call.
Service over. 10-15.
Nishimoto's been eating those carrots. Good eyesight.
Well done.
Play. Service over.
Inching forward.
Yeah.
Zii Jia.
16-10. 16.
Nishimoto has to do it now. There is no time left. Had a little look back at Zii Jia there.
17-11.
Again, that's what I was referring to, right? The big hitter has
Correct.
a lucky shot as well.
Correct.
You feel like the world is against you.
Yeah, he knew, he turned away. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
The cheap points at the moment
11.
coming from Kenta Nishimoto.
So everyone who hits out, don't worry, you can say Kenta Nishimoto can also hit out. Happens to the best of us. Smart shot, Nishimoto. Very smart again.
Oh, that's nice, but
Dug himself out of a hole, Nishimoto. I think you can see that his pace is lowering, so he needed
Yeah.
a smart shot to get himself.
is it all a little too little, too late now?
But yes, it's all about instinct. So even if it doesn't win this match, players are playing long-term instinct. You
Yeah.
want this instinct to just stick
True.
for the Olympics.
Again, plays that nicely. Zii Jia.
Zii Jia car still racing in front.
12.
Yeah, it's been the case, really, hasn't it, for the last two matches? Two of them.
Ever since I made that analogy.
Yeah, he's accelerated ahead.
Match point 12.
8 match points now for Zii Jia.
Game.
So Zii Jia marches on to his second Australian Open semi-final in 2 editions after a hiccup in the first game. He came back strongly in the next 2. And the Malaysian third seed beats Kenta Nishimoto, the 7th seed from Japan, 16-21, 21-12, 21-12. He's finished it in 67 minutes. Great work there from Zii Jia to come back and beat Kenta Nishimoto. We're into our 6th match of the day here on court 1, the HSBC BWF Australian Badminton Open Sydney 2024. Women's doubles in the 6 seeds from Chinese Taipei. Su Shuoyun and Yu Qianhui take on Setiana Mapasa and Angela Yu, the 4th seeds from Australia.